Lux Anguis here. So welcome my beloved and appreciated ladies and gentlemen to the next topic, which is about that freedom starts within. You know? Freedom always starts within, and that's a rather interesting, deepened realization as I had as of recently on my path of spirituality, initiation, and self-mastery. And I just want to share this to you, dear ladies and gentlemen, to remind you of this fact that freedom always starts from within. But first, you must know what is it within that makes you feel and think like you are not free. What constructs are in place emotionally, mentally, internally, psychologically, like on a soul, spirit, and even material level, that you feel you are a prisoner of your own self, or from circumstances, or what have you. I say I'm not perfect. I also struggle. There are struggle days where I feel stuck, frozen, imprisoned within my own self, cannot move forward, where I procrastinated and didn't move forward for a good reason, because the way to my freedom was still internally blocked, and I needed to retract outside responsibilities for my freedom. What I mean by that, I do not push the blame onto anything or anyone for my internal state. Ultimately not. Of course, the influences are there, your subconsciousness and all of the connected bodies of your being can be influenced, yes. But ultimately speaking, what you make out of these influences is your doing. Be it positive, be it negative, be it very fiery, be it very neutral, be it whatever, What you make of these influences is your doing. How you use it, it's your doing at the end of the day, at the end of your life and beyond, And that's a very hard, but at the same time a very important pillow. Pillow. How can you swallow a pillow? It's a good question. So your internal soul can finally rest, or your mind can finally rest for once on this cute little pillow. But no, it's a very hard pill to swallow, And in regards to pillow, a hard and cold pillow to swallow and to rest on it, I think that would be hard too, if you think about it, but that's another topic. So it's one of the greatest, I feel, freeing experiences and realization for me, Also be aware, everybody has their own time of understanding these concepts, these truths, these realities, these mechanisms within our own self. Everybody matures and understands different topics and realities and ideas and technologies and mechanics differently. Everybody has their own time. So it was my time to understand this, so to say, and I find like, oh, why not share it? So everything that you receive from the outside can and is an influence, and what influences you is in connection to your awareness, to your will, to your consciousness. And it's important that to your capacities you allow these influences to be how they are. You take them on, you embrace them, you love them, you accept them, you walk through them, you walk even through them and with them, and just let them show what they need to show to you and give to you, and after that you just, it's quite naturally that it slowly but surely it neutralizes itself, and what remains is potential, it's power, it's energy. And this power energy, that newfound one, this expanded one, you will then use for your path, for your healing, for your integration, because everything coming your way is a part of you as well. And when you are embracing it, you are expanding your own awareness, your own power, your own influence, your own growth. So through that, you ultimately achieve freedom from within by learning to embrace internal as well as external influences, which in the first place, if they're not embraced, if they're not understood, integrated and relieved and neutralized from, makes you a prisoner from within. But it always starts from within. Doesn't matter if the energy comes from outside in or inside out, or there's some mechanisms inside of yourself which produces these energies, influences. It always starts from within, ultimately speaking. Of course, there can be governments in place and people in place who allows you a certain degree of freedoms or imprisonments, but ultimately speaking, that's the whole point of this conversation. Only you, within your own awareness, can find the freedom. And that's to realize that everybody has their own pathway to do so. But knowing that fact, knowing that realization, puts you on a very, very good track of becoming internally free. Because I'm right now planting a seed into your subconsciousness, into your awareness. This fact that freedom starts always from within. Nothing else. And vice versa. It always starts in here. In here. Also in here. What you are speaking also has a very, very great influence upon your life, internally and externally. But let's leave it at there. I hope, and I know so some of you, ladies and gentlemen, will reach this message and it will help you in some way or another. If not, then not. Totally fine with that. Other than that, NAGA bless, and we shall see and hear us again.